I didn't care as much about being respected as I cared from the standpoint of winning about being feared and being imitated. And then respect could come after that.
This episode of Nothing But Raiders podcast is sponsored by SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the #1 platform to browse, discover, and experience the best events in town, and all in the palm of your hand. From heart-pounding concerts that can make you dance to nail-biting sports games that can keep you on the edge of your seat, SeatGeek has it all. From exclusive deals and personalized recommendations tailored just for you. Use our promo code SRT and get $20 off your first purchase. So join the movement. SeatGeek. Get up, get out, and get tickets. This episode of What up, 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 what up? How y'all feeling today, man? How y'all feeling today? It's your boy Darian, and we are live for Reaction Monday, ladies and gentlemen. Reaction Monday. Today is the day. Monday. I don't really know what to say, honestly. I don't really know what to say. I cancel this. I'm just keep it like this for right now. But shout out to Nothing But Raider podcast episode. It's not really a good episode, but this is just a Reaction Monday talking about yesterday's game. Make sure y'all go talk about yesterday's game. We greatly appreciate the love and the support from the live stream last night. And I'm ready to sound off, man. I'm ready to sound off, and I'm ready to say a lot, man. But everybody in the chat, shout out to Dominique 5, shout out to Brian Rodriguez, shout out to Matrix Raider, Gunsmoke GG Games, shout out to everybody that's gonna be coming into the chat into the chat. But I am gonna have a voicemail or a call line for y'all to call in and talk about how y'all feel about it. If y'all do want to call up, that'll be absolutely fine. But if not, we're going to talk about it, man. But make sure y'all follow me on all social media platforms, which is NBR Pod 1, and everything of that nature. So we are going to be, talking about a lot of things what happened with the game last night. So Brian Rodriguez says, good afternoon. Every year it's the same thing. We get our hopes up for what? Mediocrity. I'm tired of waiting for this franchise. We draft bad. We pick bad free agents. We coach bad. We pick the wrong coaches. Brian Rodriguez, what made it different when we got Josh McDaniels? It tells you about this organization in itself. It tells you about this organization in itself. And I'm going to start off with Mark Davis. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm going to start with Mark Davis because do we blame the city of Oakland? Big Tone, what's going on, Big Tone? Do we blame the city of Oakland to not giving us a stadium to stay there? Or did Mark Davis really just want to move to Vegas just for the money? That's the question of it. Because we're going to get into the game. Oh, we're going to get into the game. We're going to get into the game. Absolutely. We're going to get into the game. But do we blame Mark Davis for moving to Las Vegas? Do we blame it? I understand that we need a new stadium. Understand we need the new stadium. Understand Oakland was not trying to give us a new stadium. Now even the Oakland A's is moving to Las Vegas. So moving to Las Vegas was kind of like forced in a way. Was kind of like forced. But it's not called commitment to excellence anymore. And I've been saying this for a long time. It's called commitment to profit. Mark Davis don't want us to win. He's so focused on the Las Vegas Aces. No disrespect to the Las Vegas Aces. They are WNBA champions. I do, not have nothing against the WNBA, but he wants them to win more than the number one franchise that he got, and that is the Las Vegas Raiders. And I'm being completely honest here. It's commitment to profit. People was there to go see Lil Wayne perform at halftime than to see us win. You know what I'm saying? This is what happens. It happens. Lil Wayne performed at halftime. A lot of people came there to see Lil Wayne perform. They didn't come there to see the Las Vegas Raiders try to compete in this game. So where does it start? It starts with the owner. It starts with the owner. And Mark Davis, I think it's time for you to sell the team, bro. I think it's time for you to sell the team because I feel like Al Davis is turning in his grave. You have done nothing since you took over as the owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. You have done nothing to make this a winning franchise. You have done nothing. Nothing. He's not staying relevant to what today's NFL is. You know what he's staying relevant to? He's staying relevant to where, we won 3 Super Bowls. We've been to the Super Bowl since 2002. We went to the playoffs in 20. He's thinking in the past, y'all. He's thinking in the past. He's thinking in the past. He don't want us to win. If he want us to win, he have to keep up with the times. He have to keep up with today's game. Let's keep it obviously real, man. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck, man. Let's keep it a buck. It's good to make money, but don't you want to win? Don't you want to put more Raiders fans' asses in the seats if we're winning? Let's keep it real. Why do you think a lot of Raider fans don't go to the home games? Because number one, they can't afford them. If they do, God be. But I'm at a point where Mark Davis is the reason why. It's not even about, listen, we're going to get to McDaniels. I'm going down the totem pole. I'm going down the totem pole, and I'm starting all the way at the top, and that's Mark Davis. Doesn't know how to pick coaches. We don't know how to get free agents. I mean, I don't know. It seems like everybody, it doesn't matter. It's like everybody comes here, and it's like the culture doesn't change. We need somebody. We need a coach. We need a coach, and it's not Josh McDaniels because Josh McDaniels is just not it at this point. Josh McDaniels is just not it at this point. People fail to forget this, right? People fail to forget this, that you know how many coaches that was better than Josh McDaniels that had head coaching experience when we got Josh McDaniels? Do you know that all them coaches that got hired that had success in the league as a head coach, and we decided to pick Josh McDaniels as the last coach on the board? There's so many better coaches that had success as a head coach. Josh McDaniels never had success as a head coach. And this was my problem with getting Josh McDaniels, because I gave it optimism. I gave it optimistic because of, okay, he had a bad tender in Denver. That was like, what, 10, 15 years ago when he did that? Don't quote me on it. 10, 15 years ago. But, I mean, Paul Gaines, number one, I have been a head coach. I have been a head coach at the semi-pro level. Yeah, I haven't coached the NFL. I have not coached the NFL, but I have been a coach at the semi-pro level. I coached at the high school level, and I coached at the Pee-wee level. I coached on all 3 levels as a head coach, and I have a better winning percentage than Josh McDaniels. Please don't come on here with that, Paul Gaines. Please don't come on here. I've been to the gym. I've been there. So Paul Gaines, don't come up in here with that. I have won championships as a head coach. I have won games as a head coach because you know why? You put your best players on the field. I've coached at the semi-pro level. I played at the semi-pro level. So with that being said, please don't come at me with that Paul Gaines. Please don't come at me because I'm ready for it. I'm here for it. Come on, lay off him. Number one, we are 4th and 5. And we're down 8. And you kick a field goal at 4th and 5? What type of coach is that? Now I'm ready to start my shit. Because Paul Gaines has got me fired up. Now I'm ready to start my shit. Because at the end of the day, I don't care. There's no coach in the NFL outside of Brandon Staley of the LA Chargers. There's no coach in the NFL. You're down 8 and you kick a field goal at 4th and 5 and you're in the red zone. Sorry, you just don't do it. Sorry, you just don't do that. That's why he's called McDummy for a reason. That's why he's called McDummy for a reason. But the Raiders are Raidering, y'all. The Raiders are Raidering. They are. They are. Like, I don't understand it. I don't get it. People fail to realize that this starts with Mark Davis hiring Josh McDaniels. When Josh McDaniels, oh yeah, he won 6 Super Bowls with the New England Patriots. But has he won championships post Tom Brady? Has Bill Belichick has won Super Bowls post Tom Brady? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Josh McDaniels has not won shit since he was post Tom Brady. He left New England before and failed. He took the coach job and then backed out the coach job. And then what? The coach is doing better than us right now. They're beating elite teams like the Baltimore Ravens. They beating elite teams with a Gardner Minshew. Please don't come with me with that. Then you want to give a small percentage to Tom Brady, where Tom Brady really can't say nothing about it. You give him a minority percentage. You don't even give him half of the percentage to let him step in and let him do what he had to do. I think Tom Brady is a better owner than Mark Davis would be. So Mark Davis, I think he needs to sell the team or give it to Tom Brady or give it to somebody that wants to start to change the culture. That wants to change the culture. The culture has not changed. The culture has not changed. Brady can have them. Brady have money to own the team. He can do it. I'm sorry. But I'm gonna get to these comments, y'all. If I pass y'all's, just put it back in the comments again, because I know it's Reaction Monday and stuff of that nature. But y'all got me started. So let's go on to it. Josh McDaniels, okay. Josh McDaniels. RC said, would you fire him after this season? Gunsmoke said we should fire him now and have Brady step in. I don't know if Brady's gonna come down to coaching. That's a whole different type of story. Can he just leave now? McDaniels, that's a fact. Just leave now. At this point. But let's get to Josh McDaniels, right? Let's get to Josh McDaniels. And I want to go to the team stats because of Josh McDaniels. The Raiders had 19 first downs, ladies and gentlemen. 19 first downs. We was 4 of 13 in third down efficiency. 3rd of 14. 4 of 13 in third down efficiency. We had 7 more plays than the Pittsburgh Steelers. 67 plays to 60. 67 plays to 60. Josh McDaniels. 12 total drives. We only ran the ball 19 times. But we threw the ball 44 times. Where's the balance in that? 7 penalties for 60 yards. And we threw 3 interceptions, and we had 29 minutes and 57 seconds in time possession. But that one stat that kills me. That one stat that kills me. We ran the ball 19 times. And we threw the ball 44 times. That is not Jimmy Garoppolo's game. That's just keep it real. Let's just keep it real. I don't care about the Raiders' value. I don't care about the Raiders' value at $6.6 billion. I don't care about that. I don't care that's our value, Nate Spitfire. No disrespect to you, my love. No disrespect to you, my love. But I don't care that we're worth $6.6 billion and we have not won shit since 2002. Yes, we've been to the playoffs in 2016 and in 2020 or 2021. Cool. But we have not done shit since 2002. So being worthy at $6.6 billion, what does that really mean? Yeah, we worth a lot of money, but we can't win shit. I'm sorry. But I'm glad that you are not a head coach for the Raiders. Paul Gaines, get out of here. Get out of here. Goodbye. Goodbye, Paul Gaines. I'm not for it today. I'm not for it today. But I said what I said. But these are a few stats that killed me. 4 of 3 on third down, 4 of 13 on third down efficiency. We had 67 total plays, 362 total yards on 12 drives. But Jimmy Garoppolo does not throw the ball 44 times. That kills me. When do we ever see Jimmy Garoppolo throw the ball, drop back, have 44 attempts in a football game? Somebody tell me. You know why Jimmy Garoppolo was so successful in San Francisco? Do you know why? Number one, he had an offensive line. Number two, he had an offensive line that had running backs that could play well. I'm not disrespecting Josh Jacobs, but our offensive line plays like shit when it comes to the running game. And number three, he had a top 5 defense. Now, I'm not going to take nothing away from the defense today. I'm not, because the defense gave the offense opportunities to go ahead and score. Our defense did what was supposed to be done during this game up into the what, the third quarter? They didn't score in the fourth. They scored 10 points in the third. Overall, like they scored a touchdown in the first, 6 points in the second, and that was the 2 field goals. And then they scored a touchdown and a field goal in the third. So technically, we only gave up 2 touchdowns. 2 touchdowns and 3 field goals. And our defense kept giving us the ball. They kept getting us the ball, and we could not do nothing with it. We could not do nothing with it. And it's crazy. It's crazy because the real McDaniel, Michael McDaniel, have Miami playing the best offense in football right now. We spent all this money on we spent all this money, Josh McDaniels and Dave. We spent all this money on offense, and we can't even score 20 points. We can't even score 20 points. It's crazy. Last year we averaged 23 points a game. The year before that, we averaged what, 25? And the year before that, I think the last 3 years before Josh McDaniels, every year we absolutely scored over 20 points in the last 3 years before Josh McDaniels got there. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's sad to hear. It's sad to hear. It's no time to waste. And that's what brings me to my next topic, and that is Davante Adams. The boy's a dog. And I'm going to get back to Jimmy G. But I want to play this segment that I found on Vegas Sports Today. I heard this today, and I wanted to hear what Davante Adams had to say. So let's play this and let's see what he had to say here.
Captain, what do you say to your teammates after a game like that?
I mean, I haven't said anything. Sometimes you need some time to process and figure out what exactly to say. So, we heard from coach and we had a few conversations individually, but it's tough because this is a really good team. We have a lot of potential. I would say that you're not a good team until you prove it. But the team has some potential. We got the players. We just got to figure out how to play together on both sides of the ball and stop putting ourselves in such tough to overcome positions. We had way too many of those today, and whether it's penalties or sacks or we didn't make the play outside, whatever it was, got to take care of the ball. And it's just that's not how you look at all these analytics and all these things. Teams that have won with the the turnover battle and all these things, and they don't mean shit until you go out there and you play ball. We having a tough time consistently doing that right now. And I don't want to act like it's all crazy. It's week 3, but I don't got time to wait around. It's not a personal thing. I mean, it is a personal thing, but it ain't just about me. But I mean, it's not my mentality to sit here and try to take all season to figure it out. You use these early games like this to establish our identity, and we're not doing things the right way to establish a winning culture early in the season. So we got to do something to turn that around.
It can look so good for one series and then kind of go dormant for a while, and then it clicks again. How do you avoid some of those longer droughts offensively?
Sticking to what works and executing. We gotta obviously as a coaching staff, defense and offense, special teams do what helps us, move the ball the best as possible. And when we get a call, regardless what it is, we gotta go out there and execute. Now you look at what the Dolphins did today. I mean, these boys running the ball late in the game, for putting up points. When it's clear. I mean, they were throwing it too, but in a lot of situations where it's clear they were gonna run it, and you gotta figure out a way to do that. And that's not throwing anybody under the bus because I love my teammates and I believe in each and every man in this locker room. But at the end of the day, it's about accountability, and I'm doing everything that I can. I know nobody's out here trying to not do it, but it's not about trying in this league. Everybody's out here trying for the most part. You got to figure out a way to do it.
On that 4th down that you guys ended up kicking the field goal, did you wish you guys would stay on the field and going for it? Do you feel any way about that?
I don't get into that stuff. That's a trap, and at the end of the day, my job is not to call plays. I go and run routes.
Are you a numbers guy at all? Do you know what you did tonight with all the catches and who you're passing on some of these lists?
I have no idea. I go and run the route, each one, and add it up at the end. But no, I don't. To answer your question, I'm not sure at all.
What do you guys have to do to make sure that you find the answers and not splinter here? Because this can be a trying situation.
We got to be real with ourselves, man. When we get these these opportunities to come after, watch tape together and do these constructive things, we got to get something out of it. And that's not just talking and doing all of that, but it's about putting it to action, figuring out what's wrong and doing something about it so that when we go out there the next time, it looks different. It's not supposed to just be a week of just talking about shit. We got to go out there and do it. That's the theme of this year is doing it, not just talking about it and figuring out what we need to do. We did all that last year. This year we got to be about it.
Devontae, what is the feeling when you do have one of the best games of your career, but the team's not able to get the job?
It doesn't matter at all. I mean, it literally doesn't matter. This wasn't to week 16 when you're out of it and you're trying to set the record like Megatron like that. Situation like that, you're obviously out of it. Still want to win that game, but it's a different situation. Week 3. Me going and having 259 yards or whatever, and we take a L, it don't matter. So gotta put a W behind big games.
Thank you.
Cool.
All right. So I would love to hear your thoughts about what Davante Adams had to say there. I would love
the pointing, and I.
All right. So I would love to hear what y'all have to say about this. At the end of the day, the play calling is horrible. Adams is a dog. Absolutely. Adams is a dog. Keith Johnson said, at the end of the day, the play calling trouble is trouble. The offense is out of whack. He only throws to Adams, and that's it. Other people on the team, him and Jacoby Myers. Yeah, but I wonder, Adams doesn't have time to wait around. No time to wait around at all. He just doesn't. He just don't have no time to wait around. And I agree with him. And I'm tired of Josh McDaniels. I'm tired of this offense looking the way it looks. People can say what they want about Derek Carr. Derek Carr was one of those quarterbacks that will throw the ball and spread the love out to everyone. And unlike Jimmy G is just relying on Jacoby Myers and Devontae Adams. And I don't like that no more. I don't understand how we go out and get a Michael Mayer in the second round and we don't utilize him. I don't know why we go out and get Austin Hooper and he's not even being utilized in this game at all. We got all these running backs like Amir Abdullah, Zamir White, Josh Jacobs, Brandon Bolden, and we've only ran the ball 17 times with 4 running backs on the roster. So I'm confused. We only ran the ball 17 times, and Jimmy G is throwing the ball 44 times. That is not Jimmy G's formula of success. People have to understand it is not Jimmy G's formula of success to throw the ball 44 times in a game. It's just not. Let's just be 100% realistic. You tell me a game with the San Francisco 49ers that Jimmy G threw 44 times in a football game, then I will wait. Because if you noticed in that fourth quarter, when we went up tempo, the running game started to get better, if I'm not mistaken. Agree to disagree? Agree to disagree? Because when we started going up tempo and not going back to the huddle, and we was going right back to the line, our running game was starting to work. It was starting to click. Let's be completely honest there. Did or did it not happen that way? It's a shame that we aren't using all of our weapons. Shout out to Drew Cole Sports Talk. If y'all want to know about more Las Vegas Raiders stuff or anything of that nature, make sure y'all go subscribe to my man Drew Cole Sports Talk and his co-host. Believe that Adams will be dealt to the Saints either this season or in the offseason. You know what? I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised, bro. I definitely would not be surprised. It's a shame that we're not using all of our weapons. It's a fact. It's a fact. It's a 100% fact. DC makes wide receivers. Jimmy's just a system guy, and but this is what Josh McDaniels wanted. This is what Josh McDaniels wanted. He wanted Jimmy G. He shipped out Derek Carr to get Jimmy G. And people got on me when I said that Derek Carr was a scapegoat to go get Devontae Adams and then ship out Derek Carr. People got on me about that, but now y'all see that shit coming to light now. Right or wrong? Y'all seeing that shit coming to light now. Derek Carr was just a scapegoat just to bring Devontae Adams here. And after 1 year, you ship out Carr. Because he didn't fit the system. Who fits the system on his offense? Who fits it? I'm telling you, man, y'all gotta be realistic with this, man. Y'all gotta be realistic with this. Even though that I'm not just a Carr fan. I'm a Raider fan. I've been a Raider fan before even Derek Carr got here. I've been a Raider fan since 1998. So please don't come at me, oh, I'm a Kardashian or whatever that is. I'm not that. But at the end of the day, man, it was so many things that it's so much that everything is coming to fruition this year that I said last year. Like, come on. If I told you 2 years ago that Hunter Renfrow would be a ghost, I would call you crazy. Facts. I've been a Raiders fan for 20 years. Watching that game last night made my stomach hurt. If it wasn't for those pass interference in the second half, we wouldn't even got close to the red zone. You got a point there. You got a point there, man. You got a point there. And it's crazy that Josh Jacobs touched the ball 17 times, man. He had 62 yards. He touched the ball. And I don't understand how we're not running the football in the red zone. Yeah, you want to throw the ball to Jimmy. You want to throw the ball for Jimmy G to throw it to Devontae Adams in the red zone. I get that. But we run the ball in the freaking red zone. Give it to Josh Jacobs. The play calling was terrible last night. We didn't get Trey Tucker involved. We didn't get DeAndre Carter involved. We didn't get Michael Mayer involved. We didn't get Austin Hooper involved. What was the point of going out and getting Trey Tucker, knowing that he's a speedster? Because, God forbid, whatever happened to Henry Ruggs. I'm kind of happy that Henry Ruggs is not on this team anymore, because I don't think he would have been utilized the way he was being utilized before he got into the car accident. Real rap. We got Trey Tucker for speed. We got DeAndre Carter for speed. And we used them on wide. We didn't use a jet sweep. We was not creative on offense at all. We was not creative. Let me just look at this stat, because I'm kind of confused right now that Jimmy G threw the ball 44 times. And out of those 44 attempts, Jacoby Myers and Davante Adams combined for 32 of those attempts. Combined. So out of 44 attempts from Jimmy Garoppolo, 32 of those went between Davante Adams and Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers had 12 targets last night. 12 targets. Davante Adams had 20 targets last night. 20. Josh Jacobs had 5 targets. Renfro had 2 targets. DeAndre Carter, 1 target. Amir Abdullah, 3 targets. Michael Mayer, 1 target. But Jacoby Myers with 12 targets and Davante Adams with 20 targets. That's 32 targets on 44 attempts. That goes crazy to me. That goes crazy. Richard Chapman said, give credit to the Steelers defense. We really couldn't rely on the running game, plain and simple. But Richard, look at that fourth quarter, bro. Look at that fourth quarter where we went to start to go up tempo. We was able to start to run the ball effectively when we went up tempo. If our offense could be a little bit more quicker instead of methodical and long, I think our running game would be a little bit better when we go straight to the line right after the down. Fire Josh McDaniels up. Garoppolo couldn't even dunk past the ball to Josh Jacobs. That's true. Are the defensive ends we draft help Max doesn't look in shape? If they was throwing him around yesterday, maybe that's why Jimmy G is out of San Francisco. That might be the it. We play better when there's no huddle. Is correct. That's what I'm saying. If we go back into a no huddle situation and we was able to score and get that 18 points and get that touchdown plus the 2-point conversion, like, come on now. Like, let's be freaking realistic here. Let's be realistic here. If we go up tempo, then Josh Jacobs could probably get things going. But when you only run the ball 19 times and you throw the ball 44 times, that is unbalanced. It's truly unbalanced. It's truly unbalanced. That's not how Raider football is played. You have to have balance. And that's just not in Raiders football. That's just in football in general. That's just football in general. You got to have balance. And I feel like you got to work with what you got to work with effective. You got to work with what effective at the end of the day. And the only reason why I'm not talking about the defense a lot, because even though y'all saying about Tyree Wilson and all this stuff, we have to give our defense some credit. They got us the ball. They got us the ball so many times yesterday. Yes, we gave up 23 points. But how many possessions did the Raiders have that we could have went down and scored after the defense got us stopped on third down? Yes, we gave up a big third down at the end of the game. I get that. I get it 100%. I get it. But at the end of the day, that defense did what needs to be done to get off the football field so our offense can score. They did that. That's it. That's just plain and simple. I'm not gonna drag our defense through the mud that much. Yes, they gave up some yards. Yes, they gave up 333 yards total yards. I get that. There was average of 5 yards per play. I get that. But we had 67 fucking plays. That's 7 more than Pittsburgh. Yeah, Marcus Peters pick 6. Another one. Marcus Peters pick 6 was another one that he dropped. But outside of that, Marcus Peters was tackling in the backfield, which I don't usually see Marcus Peters do in his career. He don't tackle running back to the backfield. So when it comes to their run game, we shut that down. They didn't run the ball on us effectively. Their rushing yards for the Pittsburgh Steelers, they had 100. They was only averaging 3.4 yards a carry. That's not bad for our defense. We held them under 4 yards a carry. It's so much that you could talk about in this game right now. But I definitely want to hear from y'all, though. Did y'all see the number 609-491-3136? If you do want to call up and talk to me about this game, call that number. That's all I'm going to say. Call that number. Because I would love to hear your voice. Peter had a good game stopping the run, but overall he didn't have an amazing game. As far as tackling goes, yes. He got burnt on that one play by Calvin Austin III. He got burnt, my guy. He got burnt. If you want to leave a voicemail or let your voice be heard, please let us know. Please let us know right now. 609-491-3136. It's time to put in Chris Smith. Let me tell you something, man. He's been inactive for the first 3 games. He's been inactive. Aiden O'Connell, been inactive. And now that Jimmy G is in concussion protocol, are we going with Brian Hoyer or are we going with Aiden O'Connell? I feel like we need to go with Aiden O'Connell. I do not want Brian Hoyer to start. If Brian Hoyer starts, this season's over. The Raiders defense got tired. Yes, the Raiders defense got tired because of our offense not being on the field long enough. What coach do you want if we move on this season? Now, on Twitter, X, as they say, on Twitter, I seen something. So let me I don't think I'm logged in from this one. But let me go to my Twitter real quick and look up, because I knew what Raider Scout was saying on his Twitter about the coaches. Let me see if I can find him real quick. Okay, so he did write a tweet about the coaches that he was looking forward to. So let me just throw this out there. Let me get it. So I know he put out a tweet not too long ago of the coaches. Okay, so this is what he says. He said it's a phenomenal year to need a head coach. Endless options for young offensive-minded coaches that ready to make their mark in the NFL. There are some strong units of defensive-minded veteran coaches as well. So this is the coaches that, according to Raider Scout, this is what he said. He said Ben Johnson, Lions offensive coordinator. Brian Johnson, offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles. Frank Smith, offensive coordinator for the Miami Dolphins. Eric Bieniemy, the offensive coordinator for the Washington Commanders. Mike Kafka, the OC for the New York Giants. Ken Dorsey, which you said almighty finesse. Ken Dorsey, the offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills. Dan Quinn, the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys. Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator for the Chargers. Shane Waldron, the offensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks. Press Taylor, the offensive coordinator for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Thomas Brown, the offensive coordinator and halfbacks coach for the Los Angeles Rams. Raheem Moser, the defense, which the guy that I wanted personally. I want him as a head coach. Raheem Moser, Rams DC. Steve Wilks, the 49ers DC. Adam Stinovich, the offensive coordinator for the Packers. Brian Flores, Brian Flores would be an awesome head coach for the Las Vegas Raiders. Brian Flores, the Vikings defensive coordinator, and Liam Cohen from the University of Kentucky as the OC. So that's who they had there, man. That's what they had here. Jim Harbaugh is a former Raider, and he's proven as an organization changer. Everywhere he turns, teams turn around, and in college. But I don't think Jim Harbaugh is coming back to the NFL. That's my only issue with it. I don't think Jim Harbaugh is going back to the NFL. That's my only issue with that. I think he loved what he does at Michigan. I love the way that he likes the fact that he has control over the University of Michigan, how he recruits and how he gets players into the transfer portal or in recruitment. So I don't think Jim Harbaugh is going to come back to the NFL. I just don't see that happening. I would love to see him come back to the NFL. I just don't see it happening, in my personal opinion. But that was the names that was named off this list was not that bad. I do like Ben Johnson. You see what he done with Jared Goff in his first 2 years with the Detroit Lions. Jared Goff is like one of the top quarterbacks in the league when it comes to completion percentage. The man has been Jared Goff has been to a Super Bowl, but you see what he's doing with Detroit in that offense with Jahmyr Gibbs and so many other receivers, Amon St. Brown. Brian Flores is another one that I love as a defensive minded, but it would be great to get a young head coach, in my opinion. I don't think Dan Quinn would coach the Raiders. Aces, we need to go young on coaching, like the Eagles, Niners, that type of coaching. Yeah, like you see Miami took a chance on Mike McDaniels. They took a chance on Mike McDaniels, like those Josh McDaniels, those Bill Belichick's of the world, the John Harbaughs of the world. They're getting older and they're not understanding you got to move with the times. And this is why Andy Reid for the Kansas City Chiefs and for the Philadelphia Eagles always had a coaching job, because one thing about him, he know how to keep up with the times as an offensive guru. He know how to keep up. He does not. He knows what his players can do. He knows what his players' strengths is. And he knows what his players' weaknesses are. He knows where to put the players in the best position to succeed on a football field. And that's why Andy Reid is Andy Reid. That's why Andy Reid, because even if he gets fired from the Kansas City Chiefs, I bet you within a year he will never have another head coaching job, because he knows how to keep up with the times and how the NFL works when it comes to NFL offenses. That's what makes Andy Reid so great of a coach. Now, Bill Belichick is going back into his old way, because he's post Tom Brady. He still think he could do the same thing. No, you got to change with the times. You got to change with the times. So what happens? Okay, so let me go back. Oh, so Tragedy vs. Trump said, last plan McDaniels can do is put AC and trade Renfro for defensive end. Shaking my head though. I don't want to trade Renfro, but Renfro, I feel like we're wasting his time at this point. I feel like we're wasting his time. What happens if Jaws gets a W in the next 2 weeks? It still doesn't change my theory of getting rid of him. It still doesn't change my theory. Because even though we get wins in the next 2 weeks, if we go back to be 6-11 again for a second straight year, that's a problem. That means there's no progress. There's no progress there. I know we will probably be out of Caleb Williams talks, but if we got him, I'll bring the coach with him. Scheme fit will be proven. Now, this is my thing. Now, Raider Trav, I appreciate your comment, bro. But we have to stop this nonsense. We have to stop this nonsense about Caleb Williams. The Raiders are not getting traded Caleb Williams, and Lincoln Riley is not coming to the NFL. We have to get this out of our heads. We're not tanking for Caleb. And people have to understand that if we tank for Caleb, what difference is going to make for the Las Vegas Raiders? We still don't have an offensive line. Yeah, we got the receivers, we got the tight ends, but we don't have an offensive line. How are we going to invest in our defense to make Caleb Williams a better quarterback? Let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. You got to think about it that way. You have to think about it that way. I don't think we're getting Caleb, though. It's just unfortunate that we're not getting him. I don't want to hear the Caleb Williams tanking. Dave S says, so firing Josh McDaniels and keeping Ziegler, no thank you. He needs to go as well, as does Mark Bucky Larson Davis. Facts. But, I mean, if you think about it, right, I'm not going to really be mad at Dave Ziegler because if you look at our salary cap, right, we were still paying players after we released them. We was $30 million in the cap that we was paying players that was no longer here. So I'm not going to blame Ziegler because we really didn't have money to begin with going into the season. We really didn't have money to begin with because that $30 million was still on the books. And now that $30 million comes off the books next season and the salary cap is higher next season, I'm going to give Ziegler one more shot to go and invest in this defense. Not through the draft, which is cool, but we need to go out and get some impact players on this Raiders defense. Correct. Knowing what your players can do, can understand the program. Josh doesn't know his players. He just doesn't. Yes, let's start all over again. One more year. Get young-minded offensive coaches and get his QB. And get his QB. This year's QB class is stacked. Priority for the Raiders should be a new coach, get a new QB, and draft 2 defensive tackles. I think this. Hold up. I think this. Like, we all know that Jimmy Garoppolo is a short-term situation. And I don't think we need to go out and draft another quarterback knowing that we just drafted Aiden O'Connell. But I understand how stacked the quarterback class is going into the NFL. I get it. I'm right there with you, Aces. I'm right there with you. But 2 defensive tackles. We need some good linebackers. But I think we should we need a picture where we need people where they're in a prime right now, meaning linebackers in their prime, defensive tackles in their prime. You're going to have to spend some money on that defense, even though we still could go young and go get some defense in the draft. And then we got to go get depth at the offensive line. Because I think receivers and running backs and all that, we're set there. We need depth at the offensive line. We need dogs up front that want to block, not getting pushed back 5 yards. So it's a few other things we need just outside of a quarterback. But I get it. Drew Cole Renfro will probably be cut in the offseason. He'll probably get picked up by a contender. You know what? I would not be surprised if he get picked up by the Buffalo Bills. I would not be surprised. And Devontae don't want to tank. That's another thing. Devontae just don't want to tank. Would you trade for Justin Fields? Okay. Only way I'm trading for Justin Fields, right? If we get him an offensive line. But he has to learn how to take that next step, just like Jalen Hurts had to do. But you see what the Philadelphia Eagles did with Jalen Hurts is that they put an offensive line behind him. They put a running game behind him where that offensive line is playing in continuity. So if we go out and trade for Justin Fields, right? Just hypothetically, which I don't think we are, because the Raiders don't make moves like that. The Raiders organization just don't make moves like that to trade for a quarterback. We just don't do it. So hypothetically, if we go trade for Justin Fields needs the perfect offensive line. He has the weapons in Devontae Adams and all them guys. We all know that. But he needs an offensive line. And he has to get better mechanically throwing the football. So it's a lot of things that come into information. That's a big IF, a big if, which I don't think it will happen, but I don't see it. But make sure you come on in and hit that like button. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We are less the way. Let me see how long we are until we get to that 8K, ladies and gentlemen. I know we are long gone. So let's check this out real quick. Let me just see how long we got until we get to that 8,000 subscribers so we can work on getting to 9,000. Yes, let's go, y'all. Let's go, y'all. We are less than 100 away. We have 7,914 subscribers. So make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, man. It is the Nothing But Raider podcast. We are close to that 8K, ladies and gentlemen. We are close to that 8K. But I have to say this. Adam Schefter said that McDaniels is gone. When did he say that? When did he say that? I don't think we would tank. I don't think Josh McDaniels can win. That's true too. I don't think Josh McDaniels can win. I don't have the tank for Williams. Next year's class is stacked. They get a QB in the second round or first round, should be a defensive tackle. Man, you got a point there, Aces. You got a point there. Ziegler needs to go as well. I just feel like Ziegler came into a bad situation with this organization. He came into a bad situation. But yeah, we was broke. We was broke. Dave Ziegler came in with a salary cap that was not good. Why do you think we had to reconstructure Jimmy G's contract this year before the season started? Why do you think we had to reconstructure Chandler Jones' contract before this? We had to open up cap space because we was in the red. We was in the negative. We was in the negative, y'all. For real. We was in the negative. Why you think, clearing up $17 million off of Jimmy G's contract? Because we was in a negative in the salary cap. We was negative. We was broke. But our value is $6.6 billion. You get what I'm saying? You get, are y'all catching it? Are y'all catching it? But I digress. You approve of his draft and free agent signings and trades. I mean, the Devontae Adams trade was pretty good. I was not a big fan of the Darren Waller trade. I was not a big fan of that. I mean, we ended up getting Trey Tucker in that draft for that third round pick. But I still feel at the end of the day, that we could have did something different. John Rader McDaniel said he's not committed with Hoyer, and it looks like Aiden O'Connell will start week 4. I mean, that's good. I would love to see this happen, right? I'll let see that, but I have a question for Josh McDaniels, right? I have a question. Jimmy Garoppolo is in concussion protocol. That means after he got hit, y'all didn't check for concussion protocol at halftime? Y'all didn't check for that? So y'all let him go back out there with a concussion. So that kind of confused me with Jimmy G right there. That kind of confuses me. It kind of confused me. But salute to you, my guy. Salute to you. I don't trust Ziegler, his drafting, signings, and trades. He needs to scoot along with Josh McDaniels. I think it has a lot to do with Mark Davis as well. But mind you, the GMs, if y'all ever watch Draft Day, and if you ever watch Draft Day, the football movie, that's what really goes on behind the scenes of the NFL draft. The GMs going to want the coaches to pick who they want. Not really who the coaches want, but who the GM wants or who the owner wants. I'll take Renfro and KC. I don't want to see Renfro and KC. Absolutely not. Bring more mobile. It helps the offensive line. True. That back foot needs to stay on the ground. What back foot? You talking about as far as the throwing motion? Just subscribe, Spotlight. Thank you, Jose Canella. I appreciate you subscribing to the channel, man. I wish I could do these Reaction Mondays more because today I'm off work. That's why I'm able to do an early Reaction Monday. That's why I'm able to do it. I'm off work today. So thank y'all for tuning in. I really do appreciate y'all, man. Mark didn't look happy last night. Hopefully he fires McDaniel soon. I mean, if he does, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. I didn't have no expectations coming into this. I had no expectations coming into this season at all. Made the champs have mercy on us this season. Tanking is so dumb no matter what. We need Mamba mentality. Yeah, we need dogs, man. A negative 30 million. Yeah, but we definitely need a Mamba mentality. We definitely need a Mamba mentality. Exactly. They're never exactly. They are never broke. LOL. They broke in a salary cap because we can't get nobody. Plus 7 million now. Yeah, plus 7 million now because we have to restructure contracts, you know. To be honest, I think I think they'll give him one more year. Even if they do bad, off the point you just said about the cap, next year should be really the year. It should be really the year because we have the money next year. We will have the money next year. Deshaun TV, we definitely will have the money. We always broke. It ain't nothing new. Roy, what's good, my guy? Roy, what's good, my guy? What's going on with you, man? What's going on with you? Even Dame time is chirping. Damian Lillard said, no way, we this garbage, man. We this garbage. Waller ain't doing it in New York either. He's just not. He's not doing it neither. It's still the same system. It doesn't matter who the QB is. It's not really a system. It's a culture. I think we need a coach to come in and change the narrative of the Las Vegas Raiders. We need to change the narrative needs to be changed in the Las Vegas Raiders. I think all of us are tired of losing, having just win baby as a slogan or commitment to excellence as a slogan. I think we need to take those out as of right now. And people, I listen. I love my Raiders, but we're not winning shit. So how we keep saying just win, baby, when we're not winning shit? How can we say commitment to excellence if we're not even striving to be excellent? We're not striving to be that. We're commitment to profit and just profit, baby. That's what it is. It's all about the money. It's all about the money with the Las Vegas Raiders at this point. Got the nice facilities, had the club at the end of the end zone, had Lil Wayne at halftime. Ain't nobody caring about what the Raiders winning or losing. Not in Las Vegas. Not in Las Vegas. We're not. So I'm just gonna be completely honest, man. So, it doesn't matter what it is. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We're just not winning. We're just not winning. Waller is like our leading receiver on the team now, but he has not done nothing though. He still look like shit. I did 2 primetime games with Waller, and he has not done shit for the New York Giants. And that tells you the fact that he's your leading receiver and he barely plays. That means that your wide receivers is not doing shit for the New York Giants. That's just a fact. Mark Davis is a dumbass. True. Yes, he stays throwing off his back foot. Okay. True. They saying Adams wants to trade. I have not heard no Adams trades. I have not heard nothing. He said he has no time to wait around to make this right. I didn't hear no rumors about Devontae Adams yet. Bring Adams to New York? Absolutely not. Nope, he's not going to go there. Are they going to have Aiden O'Connell start Sunday? It's a possibility. I would definitely send y'all the news if it does comes out if Aiden O'Connell will be the starter in Week 4 against the Chargers, because Jimmy Garoppolo is in concussion protocol. He's in concussion protocol. So that's all the comments. I mean, that's not all the comments. I'm sorry. I got to keep scrolling up because y'all is commenting like crazy. Jimmy had an offensive line at San Francisco. That is true. He had an offensive line and he had a top 5 defense. Top 5 defense. Aiden will start Sunday at least. Aiden can throw deep and make perfect passes, but we cannot get our hopes up high. I love the fact that Aiden O'Connell is getting a shot. I like what he did in preseason, but we have to understand that Aiden O'Connell is still a rookie. We can't get our hopes up too high for that. Yes, Aiden O'Connell is younger. He's a little bit smarter right now, and he's going to play to the best of his ability because he wants that opportunity. But he's going to make some rookie mistakes, and us as Raiders fans cannot get on Aiden O'Connell right now. We cannot get on him when he makes rookie mistakes. You can't. As long as your weakest link, sadly, that's the owner. Facts. Even with a big cap, nobody will come now. We have seen this before. That's why the culture has to change. How can we attract big time free agents? Not even just big time free agents, but just quality free agents. Things going to have to change in the culture. The narrative has to change. We just can't live off the past and keep having our Hall of Famers show up the games so we can bring traction and shit like that. No. So I'm trying to see some things right now. I don't see any news right now stating that he wants to trade. Let me see. Let me see if I can find something real quick. I want to see if I can find it real quick. Breaking news: Adams wants to be traded. Reports are saying from who? Who is the reports? Who is the source? Who is the actual source? Mark Davis should be sick to his stomach with this new regime he brought in. Has done anything but be an embarrassment. Facts. Rich Bisaccia put his arm around players. Don't see Josh McDaniels doing that. Ask Mark Davis why Rich comes back the following year. I don't see us going back and getting Rich Bisaccia. We just should have kept him in my opinion. But everybody was big on Josh McDaniels. No, I wouldn't want to stay on a sinking ship if I was Adams. True. Charismatic leader as a coach. I mean, I don't blame Mark for wanting the money. At the end of the day, it's a business for him. I would be the same way, but if I was the owner for the Raiders, now Roy, I get that. I get that. But when it's a business at the end of the day, but you want your business to thrive to make more money when you're winning. You get what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying, Roy? I agree to an extent. I do. I agree to an extent. And I see nobody calling, so I'm just going to take this off and just do that. But I agree to an extent. But you gotta want to make money and win. Why you want to make money and lose? You get what I'm saying? Like, understand it's a business side to owning a football team. I get that. But don't, as an owner, you should be tired of making money and feeling like a loser because your organization is losing every single fucking week. So that's why I say just profit, baby, and commitment to profit. I don't say just win, baby. I just don't. I don't say just win, baby. I say just profit, baby, because that's what we are. We just nothing but a profit. Our fans is nothing but a profit to Mark Davis. As we see, the preseason means nothing. It doesn't. It doesn't, because we don't know how to evaluate players. On top of that, Dominique Fine, we don't know how to evaluate players. The players that do good in preseason, we cut them and they go to other teams. They go to other teams and they succeed. We see it all the time. If Jimmy is in concussion protocol, that'll be good for Ayton. I don't want to see Hoyer. I don't want to see Hoyer either. Nope. To me, Ayton no rookie. If he shook his head after the Bills game, that looks to say put me in. He's still a rookie at the end of the day, John Rader. He's still in his first year. That's still considered a rookie. He's going to make his rookie mistakes. So I get what you're saying there, but at the end of the day, Ayton O'Connell is still a rookie at the end of the day. Like I said, it don't matter who the QB is McDaniel's system, and he's calling the plays. Got a point, Dominique. But that was Lombardi calling plays in week 3 in the preseason. Oh, they just trolls. I don't know what you mean by that. He didn't ask for a trade. He asked for a change to winning. Yeah, reports out there saying Adams is out of there. But what is the reports? Who are they? I need the reporter's name. See, if you're going to put something in this chat, right, come with facts. You saying reports. Who is the reports coming out of? Is it coming from Ian Rappaport? Is it coming from Adam Schefter? Is it coming from the guy Lombardi? I forgot his name. But if it ain't coming from a reliable source, please don't put it in the chat. I wish the Raiders had more pride when away team fans take control of Allegiant Stadium. Let me tell you this though, Juco Sports Talk. The Raiders fans, if you're not a season ticket holder, then you're not going to the game. I'm being completely honest. I'm sorry to say, I'm at a point where I'm nervous after what I saw yesterday for Miami versus Denver. Do you really think I'm going to travel to Miami and see Miami do the same shit to us? I'm nervous about that. I think I'm just going to go to the game, but I'm not really looking forward to going to the game. I'm just going to go to Miami just to enjoy Miami, just to enjoy the sunset, just enjoy the drinks, enjoy the partying a little bit. Because I deserve it after the year that I had, but I'm kind of nervous to even try to go to that game on November 19th. I'm nervous about that one. I called it last year about Davante Adams running out, but until I get the reliable reports. Now, let me see if they put him in here, man. Let me see if they put him in here. Why haven't we made a corresponding move for Chandler Jones? Have no clue there. When did Jimmy G get injured? Yeah, they say he's in concussion protocol. So I mean, hey, look at CJ Stroud, not comparing, but smart rookie QBs can excel. Yeah, but you see that he had to take his bumps in the road for the first couple of games and learn how to be a quarterback. You're still learning as a rookie. You know what I'm saying? If AN shows more success in week 4 spot, doesn't mean AN should stay the starter. If Adams liked the kid, will Adams have to say keep him as a starter? I think he has to say. I think he has to say so. Miami is high powered, very high powered. That's facts. Those tickets are so expensive. Yeah, I'd rather go to an away game than go to a home game, unfortunately. Because the away games are cheaper. The away games are cheaper than going to a Raiders home game. I'm not spending over $1,000 if I have to be in the nosebleeds. Why do I have to spend $1,000 just to be in the nosebleeds? Absolutely not. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Brian Flores would be perfect for our head coach. I like Brian Flores. Josh McDaniels will be calling the plays. Is his system. Public enemy number 1. That decision to kick the field goal was the last straw for me. I think that was the last straw for everybody. Honestly, I think it was the last straw for everybody at this point. For real. I think it's the last straw for everybody. Honestly. May Spitfire says the money says Jimmy goes back to the starting even if Aiden does well. Yo, May Spitfire, you're absolutely right about that. You're 100% on the money on that. Real talk. Dave S says 500 to get a nosebleeds, and was that trash? No thanks. I'm not paying $500 for no nosebleeds. I'm just not. Eric B was my number 1 as a head coach. I like Eric Bieniemy. I like Eric Bieniemy, even though they didn't play well against Buffalo yesterday for the Commanders. But I do like what Eric Bieniemy is trying to do on offense. Why the hell the Raiders tickets are so damn expensive? Because we are in Las Vegas, bro. We are in Las Vegas, man. That's why. We in Las Vegas. We are in Las Vegas, bro. That's just what it is. Like, unfortunately, that it sucks. It sucks, man. I would love to have the enemy, but as well, I know it won't happen because Mark Davis won't allow that to happen. Quality coaches that know how to win in this league would not be a Las Vegas Raiders coach. And the only reason why people might say this, and we could agree to disagree. But I'm gonna be completely honest with you. If Jack Del Rio would never fire Bill Musgrave in that 2016 year, Del Rio probably still have a job. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I think Del Rio would still have a job. If Del Rio would never fire Bill Musgrave, and I'm gonna tell you why. That's why Del Rio got fired, because of Bill Musgrave. You had Bill Musgrave had Derek Carr playing at his best of his career that year in 2016 as the offensive coordinator for Bill Musgrave, and Bill Musgrave got fired, and we brought in Todd Downing. That's how Del Rio lost his job. That's a fact. But what's going on, Raidertron? Raidertron, what's good, my guy? What's good? Mark Davis is getting richer by the second. That's why I said commitment to profit and just profit, baby. That's why I don't say just win, because we ain't winning shit at this point. Expensive tickets for winners. Why are the Raiders tickets so much? Don't know. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Roy said Jimmy has to stop just targeting 2 wide receivers. Plus, teams ain't scared of the deep ball because we know Jimmy don't have an arm. Bingo! Hold up. Touchdown! Raiders! Right on the money, bro. Right on the money when you said that. Right on the money. Because we're not throwing it underneath. We're not running no double moves. We're not throwing it to any of the weapons. I just don't get it. I don't get it at all. I don't. I was trying to go to the Pats versus Raiders game, but it's going to cost me like 2 G's, which is ridiculous. I'm telling you, bro. Don't go. Don't go. I bet you I could go to the Miami game, right? I go to the Miami game at Miami, and I could spend less than $1,500 going there because the tickets ain't that much in Miami. They're just not, even though they're winning, but it's not that much. It's not that much. It's a fact. It's a fact. Let me just go through the comments real quick. Y'all should have kept Rich Bisaccia. I like the Bisaccia. I wanted him to stay the head coach because he had the momentum after he took us to the playoffs, but a lot of Raiders fans didn't want that. And Mark Davis listened to him. 2016 Carr could have been a Super Bowl run until he broke his leg. Yup, until he broke his leg. If Del Rio didn't do what we would have done, gone to the Super Bowl the following season with no doubt. Yeah, he should have never fired Bill Musgrave. Should have never fired Bill Musgrave. Absolutely. He should never fire Bill Musgrave. But salute to Twan. What's going on? NYE. I don't know how to pronounce this name, but we have become the Washington Generals. We are losing by design. The seats there and the visitors pay for during their vacations, not the loyal local fans. Boycott. Talk your shit. Talk your shit. Jimmy G tap dancing back in the pocket. Yes, he's tap dancing because he's throwing the ball 44 times a game. He's throwing the ball 44 times in this game against Pittsburgh. So, yeah, I mean, what you supposed to expect? Las Vegas is a tourist attraction for other fans now. So-called Raiders fans selling their tickets for profit. Money is the root of all evil. Facts. Free agents of 2024, Dan Quinn, Eric B., and Ivero. I don't know who the last one is, but I do like those. But I don't think Eric Bieniemy, he got a big contract with the Commanders. I don't think he's going to come over. I missed that 2016 team. We didn't have a defense. Imagine if we built upon the team instead of destroying that whole team. I loved our 2016 team. I loved it. I loved our 2016 team. I think politics ruined the Raiders in 2017 and no defense. You might have a point there. You might have an absolute point there. But make sure y'all go subscribe to the Grid Network, man. Make sure y'all go subscribe to the Grid Network. I will be doing a podcast on that channel, which is called the Raider Nation Roundup, every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you do not want to miss it. Make sure y'all go over there and subscribe to the Grid Network because I am going to be talking a little bit more professionally over there on the Grid Network. So make sure y'all go to Raider Nation Roundup Wednesdays, every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right there on the Grid Network. Eric B signed only a one-year deal. I don't think he signed let me look at his contract. Let me see. Let me look at his contract real quick. Eric Bieniemy. So Eric Bieniemy's contract details. Let me just look at his contract. So, no, this is not a recent one. Let me go back. Oh, yeah, it's a multi-year deal. It's a multi-year deal. It's not a one-year deal. It's a multi-year deal. So he has agreed to a multi-year deal that'll make him the assistant head coach and the offensive coordinator. Yeah, it's a multi-year deal. It's not a one-year deal. It's a multi-year deal. I don't know how many years is consider a multi-year deal, but it's multi-year. The multi-year means more than 1 year, if I'm not mistaken. Ken Norton Jr. should have been the one that fired, not Bill Musgrave. Facts. That is a fact. Yo, D, I told you Jimmy wasn't the answer. He plays scared, and he's a noodle. He has a noodle arm. Listen, I knew this already, bro. I knew this already, but I just had to accept the fact that we got Jimmy G. I was not surprised that we got Jimmy G in free agency. That's what Josh McDaniels wanted. That's exactly what Josh McDaniels wanted, man. For real. So what do you think should happen? Sit Jimmy or start AOC? At this point, if Jimmy G is in concussion protocol and he can't go, then you start Aiden O'Connell. But I think Aiden O'Connell should, I pray as well. But I think Aiden O'Connell should be the starter in week 4, in my opinion. But if Jimmy G is good to go, they're going to put Jimmy G in, unfortunately. Just bring Gruden back. No, I don't want Gruden back. I don't want Gruden back because we have to understand this, Raider Nation. And no offense to you, Roy, because you're my brother. I respect you 100%. But I'm not bringing John Gruden back. I'm just not. I'm not bringing John Gruden back because John Gruden can't keep up with the times when it comes to offense. But on the flip side, he know how to put points on the board. So it's like a gift and a curse with John Gruden with me. It's like a gift and a curse, but I do want a younger coach that can keep up with today's NFL. You feel what I'm saying? The last guy is the Broncos ex-DC who is the Panthers DC, Ejiro Evero, made the Broncos defense rank top 5 with him. Okay, I didn't know who he was. I didn't know who he was. To be able to have a team on silent count its own stadium is pretty demoralizing. JJ Watt. Facts. And that was really kind of one of the factors in it. That was kind of like one of the factors in it. So I agree 100%. Thanks for letting us vent. Listen, this is Reaction Monday. This is why I wish I could do this more often, but I work Monday through Friday. But today I was off because today's a Jewish holiday in Philadelphia. So the schools are off today. So I was able to be off today and talk about this with y'all, man. Real talk. Make sure y'all become a member of the channel. If you do want to become a member of the Nothing But Raider podcast, make sure y'all do that as well. Become a member and support much as possible. We do have the Nothing But Raider podcast merch starting at $22 on TeePublic. Make sure you go get your Nothing But Raiders podcast t-shirts like this. I do have vintage t-shirts over there with Max Crosby, Devontae Adams. I have I got to put the Bo Jackson t-shirt up there. And I have the Charles Woodson throwback up there as well. All vintage t-shirts. So make sure y'all go to TeePublic. The link is right there and go there right there. Subscribe to the Grid Network. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Grid Network. And let's get us to 8K, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get us to 8,000 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen. But basically, this Reaction Monday, I had to get a lot off my chest. And like I said, the message to Josh McDaniels, man, you're just not a head coach. You're just not a head coach, bro. You're just not. Your play calling is suspect. Your decision making is suspect. And the fact that you had Jimmy Garoppolo throw the ball 44 times and we only ran the ball 19, that is so unbalanced. Unbalanced as hell. Yes, Gruden's show was outdated, but we still owe him money, so it might as well if they had better options. I mean, right now he's on the New Orleans Saints coaching staff, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's like a consultant for Derek Carr or something of that nature. I don't know, but prayers to Derek Carr. He did hurt his shoulder yesterday. They said everything was good to go, but other than that, man, what is 5 things the Raiders need to do to change the culture? I would love to hear from y'all in the chat. And it's not really about me. This is really about y'all venting and getting y'all mind shit. What is 5 things that this organization need to do to change the narrative and change the culture? Is it the owner? Is it the president? Is it the GM? Is it the coaches? What does the Raiders have to do to change this narrative? What do we have to do to change this narrative as a Las Vegas Raiders fan? As a Raiders fan, what do we have to change? I would love this. I would love to hear what y'all have to say, man. I would love to hear what y'all have to say because we about to be out of here in like a couple minutes, man. Josh McDaniels couldn't coach a flag football team. Facts. Yes, it's the whole organization. So just wipe everything out. Is what you're saying, Zamarai? If I said that correctly. Do we need to wipe out the whole from the president to the owners? Do we need to wipe out everything? Davis needs to sell for starters. That's who if you do want him to sell, who do you want him to sell to? Is the question. Who do you want him to sell to? I wish we didn't move to Vegas. Thank Oakland for that. Because you see that the Oakland A's is moving to Las Vegas as well. This is the Oakland A's fault. This bottles down to the Oakland A's fault because they did not want to give the A's a new stadium. They didn't want to give the Raiders a new stadium. They wanted to keep playing in that shitty ass black hole, which is so many classic moments there in the black hole, and I respect it so much. But at the end of the day, they did not want to give us a new stadium. And it forced Mark Davis to move to Las Vegas, unfortunately. McDaniels' chemistry with the players is suspect too. That's another thing. Yes, okay. The GM never should have hired his boyfriend. Whoa, wait. What? Who was his boss? Stop bringing in projects. Yep. Okay. Stop bringing in projects. Okay. What you mean by that? Sell to Tom Brady. R-N4L Triggers said that. Roy said, fire the entire coaching staff, in my opinion, and bring in someone that can command respect for every player in that locker room. Roy, that's a good one. That's a good one, bro. That's definitely a good one there. I likes that. Sell the team to Gruden once he collects his money. Yo, I can't. I can't, yo. I can't with y'all. Dana White got the money, and he's a winner. And even if he has a vow person, you know what? Dana White would be a good owner. What does you know what? Dana White is someone that I can see being a good owner. Dana White know how to put asses in the seats. That's one thing, real asses in the seats. So I can agree with that. They could have torn that down, man. And what were they thinking? That's Oakland's fault, man. That is the city of Oakland's fault at the end of the day. City of Oakland's fault. But like I said, man, make sure y'all go over to tpublic.com. Y'all see the link right there. Make sure you get your Nothing But Raiders podcast merch, as y'all see right here. Y'all see the merch right here, and y'all go get the vintage t-shirts of Charles Woodson, Bo Jackson, Devontae Adams, and Max Crosby. Make sure y'all go out and support the channel. We really do appreciate it. Sell the team to Charles Woodson. Is Charles Woodson worthy of selling the team to Charles Woodson? Because listen, go. Magic Johnson already the owner of the Commanders. I was going to say Magic Johnson, but he already has an ownership at the Commanders. So, players that are not day ones, okay. Dana White would beat those players like he beat his wife. Whoa, wait, he was beating up on his wife? I ain't giving no more predictions. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Of course, unfortunately, I have to do this. I have to see this. Yo, bro, Spotlight, you sleep on this game? Sleep on this game for what? What are you talking about, Anthony Estrada? What you mean? What you mean, bro? Because I'm out of here in a couple of minutes, man. I'm out of here in like 10 minutes. For real, for real. I'm out of here in like 10 Ice Cube should be the president. Talk your shit. Talk y'all shit, man. This is for y'all. This is for y'all, man, to vent and feel how y'all feel about the Raiders on this Reaction Monday. It's no time to wait around, man. It's no time to wait around. Or like the main voice, heck, Tom Brady will be a better owner without the current staff. Tom Brady's we need somebody that has Tom Brady is a winning culture. He's a winning culture in himself. He's always successful no matter what he put his hands on. And somebody like Tom Brady to come in and be an owner or be a GM, I think Tom Brady knows what to do. I feel like Jimmy G was overpaid. Even though we reconstructed his contract, I feel like Jimmy G was overpaid. It was a lot of things that I feel like it was overpaid, in my opinion. There's a lot of things that was overpaid, in my opinion. But congratulations to the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. They got the win. They got the win, man. They figured it out. They scored 23 points on us. That's just what it is. I mean, you calm down. Yeah, I'm calm. But at the end of the day, I said what I said about Josh McDaniels. I think he's a piece of shit of a coach. I think he went out and got Jimmy G when we knew them. And you forcing Jimmy G to be a quarterback that he's not. You're forcing Jimmy G to be a quarterback that he's not. And that's what I feel about Anthony Estrada. I feel like you're making Jimmy G throw the ball 44 times, and he's not that kind of quarterback. He's not that kind of quarterback that he throws the ball 44 times and we've only run the ball 19. That's not balanced football. That's unbalanced football at the end of the day. I wish Ice Cube could bottle Ravens. I think he will. Shit, sell the team to Mike Tyson? Oh, hell no. Hell no. Absolutely not. I'm not going to lie. I fell asleep during the game. That was never happening to ever. Tell me why I still have faith in this team. I don't know why you still have faith in this team. I didn't come into the season with optimism. I just didn't. Just by looking at the roster and what type of roster that we had, I was not optimistic as well. I was trying to give Josh McDaniels a chance. I just can't give him a chance. I just can't give him a chance at this point. I can't give him a chance no more. I just can't. Sell the team to Sleepy Joe. Yo, Roy, shut up. Ice Cube for owner? You know what? Ice Cube has the money, man. Ice Cube has the money to be the owner, but I don't think with so much that he has going on business-wise, I don't know if he could be there for day-to-day operations or anything of that nature. Sell the team to a winner and hates losing and isn't shy to get on the head coach's faces who don't know who. True. Mark just dragging us down. That's true. Charles Woodson sells whiskey. He does, but I don't know what his net worth is for him because the Raiders are valued at $6.6 billion. So, Jacobs needs to get going though. That messes up everything. All right. I mean, let me just get to that as far as the running game go. Are we blaming Josh Jacobs or are we blaming the fact that this offensive line ain't getting a push? Because I say it's the offensive line, bro. We cannot block. We can't run block this. We gave up 4 sacks to Jimmy Garoppolo, and we only ran the ball 19 times, with Jimmy Garoppolo throwing the ball 44 times. And for people that was not in here earlier, and y'all just coming in here, I got a stat for y'all that's going to really wow the shit out of y'all. Mind you, Jimmy G threw the ball 44 times, right? 32 of those, 44 of those attempts went to Myers and Adams. Myers had 12 targets and Adams had 20 targets. That's 32 attempts out of 44. That's a crazy stat for y'all. A crazy stat. So technically you're saying to me is this. You're saying to me that Jimmy G threw the ball 44 times and 32 of the 44 attempts went to Jacoby Myers and Devontae Adams. That is crazy to me. So Jimmy G throwing the ball 44 times and only running the ball 19 times. And think about it too. We was getting going offensively when we was in an up-tempo, no huddle. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't change your up-tempo to try to do long, methodical drives. At the end of the day, the defense, majority of this game, helped to get off the field at 3 and out, and the offense did nothing with it. I don't want to be in last place. That looks like it might happen. At least we aren't the Broncos. At least we didn't get blown out by the Broncos, but I can say this. The Broncos scored 20 points. The Broncos scored 20 points. I know that for a fact. The Broncos scored 20 points. I can say that much. Give it to Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson already is a part owner of the Washington Commanders. Do you think he will take some of the Raiders? I don't know. I don't know. But the O-line is bad, obviously. Yes, the O-line is absolutely bad. It's absolutely bad, bruh. It's absolutely bad. But we got 3 more minutes and 2 more comments come. We got 3 minutes and 2 more comments come. Make sure y'all go over and subscribe to the Grid Network. I will be doing my Raider Nation Roundup on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You do not want to miss that. And make sure y'all hit the subscribe button on this channel for Nothing But Raider Podcast. We are close to 8K subscribers. That is the goal right now, to get to 8K subscribers, to try to be more consistent on this channel as much as possible. But I will be live tonight on this channel for Monday Night Football. I know it's not Raiders football, but I promise I will do primetime games on this channel. But I will be live for Eagles and Bucks right here on the Nothing But Raider Podcast. Unfortunately, it's not nothing else Raiders to really talk about until like Wednesday or Thursday. So most of the lineup is going to be like videos and transactions or whatever the Raiders do to get better at the end of the day. But yeah, I'll be live tonight for Monday Night Football. So if y'all want to slide through for Monday Night Football, please do. Please do. But it's still Nothing But Raiders Podcast. But I do just like to, show other football games and stuff of that nature. The O-line is bad, obviously. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Absolutely, it's bad. But Brady and Magic leading to ownership group. You know what? I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that at all. But at the end of the day, man, I want to thank all y'all for coming through today, man. I really appreciate all y'all for coming through. And I appreciate y'all, man. I will be back live at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for the Eagles and Buccaneers at 7:15 Eastern Standard Time. 7:15 Eastern Standard Time. I will be over there. Make sure you become a member of the channel. I will be putting out more videos for the Las Vegas Raiders, whatever news that comes out. Make sure y'all run this back. Tell a friend. And I appreciate y'all, man. Reaction Monday is in the books. I said what I said to say. I got it off my chest. We didn't do shit on third quarter and fourth quarter besides put some yards. That's a fact. Tragedy turns triumph. I really do appreciate that, brother. But make sure y'all follow me on all social medias here. Make sure y'all follow me on all social medias at MBR Pod 1 on Twitter, MBR Pod 1 on Instagram, Nothing But Raiders Podcast on Facebook. But I do have my other Raiders social media too at RN Roundup, RN Roundup on Twitter, RN Raider Nation Roundup on Instagram. So if y'all want to hear me over there on the Grid Network, make sure y'all go check that out, man. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, Public Enemy #1, for subscribing to the channel. I really do appreciate y'all, man. But I am out of here, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Peace, love, and blessings. And we just rocking out, man. We just gonna make sure and we get ready for the Chokers, aka the Chargers. We out of here. Peace, love, blessings, and I will see you on another live stream or in another video. Peace. This episode of Nothing But Raiders podcast is sponsored by SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the #1 platform to browse, discover, and experience the best events in town, and all in the palm of your hand. From heart-pounding concerts that can make you dance to nail-biting sports games that can keep you on the edge of your seat, SeatGeek has it all. From exclusive deals and personalized recommendations tailored just for you. Use our promo code SRT and get $20 off your first purchase. So join the movement. SeatGeek. Get up, get out, and get tickets.
I didn't care as much about being respected as I cared from the standpoint of winning about being feared and being imitated. And then respect could come after that.